Everybody getting down this morning to our musical intro. You like it?
And it muted us. Like it muted us. And I didn't even know. I didn't have to do anything.
I know.
That's
I was
the
like,
coolest thing ever.
Spencer totally muted us. Way to go, Spencer. He knew. He totally knew.
I think it was Valen. She's the one that made it.
Was it Valen? And then she knew. She totally knew. That's right. Okay, you guys, coming up on the show today. This is something we're going to start doing. We're going to start telling you what's coming up on the show today. You guys ready for this? Kamala's new campaign ad and the fact that she launched it on RuPaul's Drag Race because, of course, she did that. Trump has used words ineffectively. And this is my shocked face. Okay. The media lies about Kamala's record again. And Dave Matthews is an idiot. Coming up on the show today.
Things.
That's all these things and more. So much more. Coming up on the Chicks on the Right show today. Make sure that you're subscribed and clicked everywhere. Clicked wherever you can find podcasts. You want to click all the things, the subscribe button, the blinker button,
notification button,
the doodad button, all the buttons. Just click all the buttons, you guys. Just go click happy and just go crazy on all the buttons. Also, visit mypillow.com and use code CHICKS to save big during the extravaganza that they have going on with the $25 deals, because there are some deals out there. Really good deals. Dog beds, pillows, everything. mypillow.com/chicks. Do it. Hi. Happy Friday. We made it.
Oh my God.
We made it.
Looks like we
made it.
Yeah, I for one am very glad that this week is coming to a close, and I'm very, very hopeful that next week will not be quite as
that's right.
Like what it's been.
Mock needs a whole weekend of liquor. Is what she needs.
I need a weekend. That is definitely true. Couple of quick notes before we get into the video montage section of our show. Melania has a book coming out called Melania, and that will be it's coming out this fall. It's available for pre-order now, and I am stoked. It's supposed to be a very intimate memoir.
I'm sorry, that just reminded me of the Chris Farley skit. You remember with El Nino? He's like, El Nino is Spanish for the Nino. Do you guys remember? Do you remember that skit? That's what that just reminded me of. I'm sorry. It was really funny.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, so I'm very, very excited about that. Yeah, that's an absolute must read.
We're going to try to get her on our show. I'm sure that this will be the first show that she wants to come on.
Right.
Obviously.
I don't hold your breath for that, you guys.
You guys do.
That's on the wish list.
Why would this not be the show that she wants to come on first? I ask you.
I mean, I don't have high hopes for her coming on our show, but you never know.
Oh, you're a pessimist.
You never know.
I'm the optimist of the two of us, obviously. Look at me. I'm like the golden retriever.
And then another just interesting headline that I saw yesterday that I was kind of like, wow, this is a big deal, is that Southwest is going to move to assigned seats, which they've held out for so long. And they've corralled us for so long. And so the fact that they're now going to move to assigned seats and they're going to add like a business classy kind of section, that's a big deal for Southwest.
Business classy, you guys. It's really classy.
It's business classy.
Yep, exactly.
So,
hey, I have a question. Why am I no longer honorable?
You did that. I did not do anything to your name.
I didn't touch my name. I haven't done anything to my name. That's weird.
That's weird.
Somebody made me dishonorable, and I don't have a problem with that.
What in the world?
Yeah.
Well, we need to fix that right now because you are very honorable. I don't know what happened. I swear I didn't touch it.
I just somebody must have made me dishonorable. Anyways, okay, I'm back to it. Thank goodness. Whew, that was close, you guys. I'm back to being honorable. Stolen honor. That's right, Susan.
Oh, okay. I know some people are going to be disappointed about Southwest. And
really?
So, I mean, some people really like that whole system. They like being able to just get corralled and put in a section, and
it's like general admission at a concert. And some people like that.
Yeah. But I mean, and I don't know when this is happening, but I saw the headlines yesterday that this is going to happen. So just so you know, it's coming. You should.
I don't really care either way. I think flying just sucks all around.
Oh my God.
Whether you have assigned seats or not, it just blows chunks, you guys.
It really does. It really does.
And I never fly first class anyway. So what does it matter? You know, it all sucks.
Michael Steller, thank you. He says, sure, here's the corrected version. It's my 57th birthday this weekend, chicks, and I'm grateful for both of you. Thank you for blessing us every day, and thank you for your love of Finnegan. Aw, I don't know what the corrected version means. But happy birthday.
Happy
this
birthday.
Week. All right, let's get to some headlines. So first of all, we do need to thank, no, that's not right. We need to thank Beba1983 over there on the ball pit, who says, worse than all their lies and deception is all those who blindly go along. It's maddening. I'm trying to fight my bent to worry, trust God and trust he didn't protect Trump, but for such a time as this.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to critically think.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. And then the media can't even let him have an attempted assassination now. So now, and this is thanks to Chris Ray, Newsweek had this headline saying Donald Trump might not have been shot after all, which the reason that they have that headline is because Christopher Wray gave some testimony in the congressional hearings earlier this week. And he said in those congressional hearings, this.
Where did all 8 bullets go is, I guess, my question.
I don't have that in front of me. I'm happy to circle back and get that to you.
Circle back.
Assuming we have that information yet. As I said, I think with respect to former President Trump, there's some question about whether or not it's a bullet or shrapnel that that hit his ear.
Is it? Is there a question about that?
Oh my God. Because these people are insufferable.
Oh my God. And then, of course, so that allows the mainstream media outlets like Newsweek to come up with those ridiculous headlines. And then that further fuels all the ridiculous people who are like, that was staged. Somebody just like threw something at his ear. That was so staged. Oh my God. I mean,
okay, wait a second. No, that's not the way it works. Even if it was shrapnel from what?
Covered in what?
Yeah, we're so punchy today, you guys. I'm just a little ham and chicken. Okay, so seriously though, what do you think it would be from? If it wasn't from
glass, somebody threw like a tiny shard of a glass bottle hard enough from far away to puncture his ear and cause it to bleed.
It's like from what? The teleprompter? Because the teleprompter wasn't broken. It wasn't shredded.
That's the thing.
God, these people, they will just do anything to take everything from this guy. I loathe them.
You don't loathe them enough. As much as you do, it will never be enough.
Oh my God.
Can I read like the nicest testimonial that someone sent directly to Healthy Cell about us?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Which was so nice. So by the way, Healthy Cell, if you haven't tried this product, this is their focus and recall product. This boosts your brain power and helps you stay productive. And it's just one of many of their gel packs that have all the things that you need to be your healthiest and most highly effective self. This has got all the good stuff. This takes up there's like 9 different pills worth of goodness in here to boost your focus and your recall. And then let me make sure I've got my glasses on. Jacqueline Schotter. She wrote to Healthy Cell directly and she said, my name is Jacqueline Schotter. All I wanted to say is, since I started using Healthy Cell, I feel 1,000 times better. And I just want to compliment the chicks on the right for recommending you guys because you've been fantastic. And my husband as well has been using it. And the doctors cannot believe his blood work or mine. So I just want to thank you, Healthy Cell, and the chicks on the right for recommending you.
I love that.
Isn't that the greatest?
I love that so much. That's legit, you guys. It's great stuff.
That's awesome.
I love it.
So if you haven't tried any of the products from Healthy Cell, you should. The Focus and Recall is amazing. It tastes yummy. They all do. And they all absorb 165% better into your body than taking tablets or pills or capsules or whatever. So try it. You're going to get 20% off your first order when you go to healthycell.com/chicks and use code check that out immediately. Anastasia63 says, it's my twins' 61st birthday today. On my way to mass to pray for our country that is circling the bowl.
Then it'd be your birthday too, right? If you're a twin.
It's unless she is the mom of 61-year-old twins, which
okay.
I don't get, like, I don't even, I guess that's possible.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So happy birthday to your twins, or to you if you're a twin.
Okay. I didn't know if it was twins like possessive or like twins. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Darlene K says, Chicks, can you ask our group to pray for my boyfriend, Kenny? He lost his dad and 2 dogs within the span of a month, and my heart hurts for him.
So sorry. We do the praying.
It's a good group for that.
Mm-hmm.
And Nerd Dad 83 says, hey, Chicks, thank you for giving us all hope, insight, and lots of laughs during these weird times. Love the Friday giggles. Thank you, Nerd Dad. Trump not happy at all about this whole Newsweek headline and Christopher Wray's testimony, as he made clear in This Truth, where he said, FBI Director Chris Wray told Congress yesterday that he wasn't sure if I was hit by shrapnel, glass, or a bullet. The FBI never even checked, but he was sure that crooked Joe Biden was physically and cognitively uneventful.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong. That's why he knows nothing about the terrorists or other criminals pouring into our country at record levels. His only focus is destroying J6 patriots, raiding Mar-a-Lago, and saving radical left lunatics like the ones now in D.C. burning American flags and spray painting over our great national monuments with zero retribution. No, it was, unfortunately, a bullet that hit my ear and hit it hard. There was no glass. There was no shrapnel. The hospital called it a bullet wound to the ear, and that is what it was. No wonder the once storied FBI has lost the confidence of America.
Yeah, that guy's smarmy, man. Ray, he's a piece of work, and he's probably a little bit scared if Trump takes office. Bye, see ya, gonzo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because what a ridiculous thing to even say. The assumption should be what the reality clearly was. Like, why are people trying so hard to make this not what it was?
Because he hates Trump. And it is absurd. And it's also really disrespectful to the man who lost his life and the other 2 who were wounded, who are still dealing with that, families who are still dealing with, and the ripple effect that causes in those families. I mean, how absolutely disrespectful to those families, you jerk.
Yeah. God. Also, when it comes to the presidential debates, there's one that was scheduled for Joe Biden and Donald Trump on September 10th, I think, on one of the main network stations. Fox has also been vying to get a debate. And Kamala was asked about debating Trump yesterday on a tarmac. And here is what she said.
So many of you have been asking me about the debate, and I'll tell you, I'm ready to debate Donald Trump. I have agreed to the previously agreed upon September 10th debate. He agreed to that previously. Now it appears he's backpedaling, but I'm ready. And I think the voters deserve to see the split screen that exists in this race on a debate stage. And so I'm ready. Let's go.
Will you do it on Fox News?
She's like she's in a skit. It's like it's not really her. We've seen the real Kamala, and like then she gets into this mode where she's like, a bulldog.
Yeah.
And that's not the real her. We've seen the real her, and she's not that. She's insecure, she's useless. And this whole like, let's reinvent her, let's rebrand her, let's get her out there and make her Kavanaugh Kamala, It's just, I'm not buying what she's selling. It's just okay.
She unfortunately is sounding right now very, very confident and very effective, which is terrifying, because when she does get into Kavanaugh Kamala mode, she sounds like a bulldog. And I think right now, because the media is putting her in this perfect light, people are going to eat this up. And so I don't know. I totally get Trump's side of this debate thing, because as she said, this was an agreed upon debate. He agreed to debate Biden. Okay. That's what was agreed upon. So then Democrats throwing this wrench into the whole thing is not what he agreed to. And so he released this statement saying, given the continued political chaos surrounding Crooked Joe and the Democrat Party, general election debate details cannot be finalized until Democrats formally decide on their nominee. There's a strong sense by many in the Democrat Party, namely Obama, that Kamala Kamala Harris is a Marxist fraud who cannot beat President Trump, and they are still holding out for someone better. Therefore, it would be inappropriate to schedule things with Harris because Democrats very well could still change their minds.
Which is, I think that's appropriate.
It is an angle, but it also is very, very easy for now Kamala to say, you know, oh, now you're scared to debate me. Now you're mad it's not Biden. Now you're too scared. And so she's already trolling him. What happened anytime, any place?
Well, I mean, plus Obama, as of yesterday, I guess it was late afternoon, evening, whatever, he and Michelle were like, we're endorsing you.
Right. Basically. We'll show that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but I mean, this is an angle. And so now I don't know, like, does it make Trump look bad? Does it make him look good? It's hard to say because it allows her and her account and whoever is running it. And maybe it's her, who knows? Like, I don't know if she does her own tweets or not.
I hear your angle. I totally hear you. I think you should stick to their crap. I hear his side, but I also can hear where they would take that and they'd be like, God, you know, I know where they would take it and they'd run with it and they'd make him try to make him look weak, even though he's like, you guys figure out your crap. You know, I already debated one guy. I got to debate another person. I'm going to debate a third person. Like, what are you doing? Like,
it's a total good point. Like, it absolutely is.
I mean, good Lord. Yeah.
And by the way, BLM, they're not finished hating on this entire process. Like, they keep posting stuff about how President Biden said he was dropping out to defend democracy. He said he was uniting to protect democracy, that nothing should stand in the way of it, that there are no kings or dictators. But they point out BLM, which is, again, like blowing my mind. They're talking about how not democratic this whole process has been. And they say none of this matters because nearly 2,000 DNC party bosses have already told the AP they are committed to Kamala and her unknown VP as the Democrat nominee. So Harris has already won the open, fair, inclusive, transparent process, which is really just for show. They are still mad.
Are Black people paying attention to that? I mean, this is the thing, because Black people seem to be really excited about Kamala because, you know, first Black woman president, right? So what's the dichotomy here? And I don't understand. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a Black woman, so I don't know. I'm not a Black man, so I don't know. So I'd be curious to know what they think about this. Plus, I find it very interesting that a Marxist organization is so hell bent on saying all of these things. They're so,
especially because she is such a Marxist. Like, they should be super excited about her.
They should be stoked.
It's weird, right?
It doesn't. None of this. Nothing makes sense right now. We're in an upside down world.
For real. Nothing makes sense. Early yesterday, Barack and Kamala Harris they were reported to be in close touch, having multiple conversations during the week as she kicked off her campaign. And, you know, early on yesterday, Obama had privately supported her and planned to endorse her soon. And then that endorsement happened in the most cheesy and overproduced way ever. Here it is.
Kamala.
Hello. Hi.
Hey there.
Oh, hi, you're both together. Oh, it's good to hear you both.
I can't have this phone call without saying to my girl Kamala, I am proud of you. This is going to be historic.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Oh my goodness. Michelle, Barack, this means so much to me. I'm looking forward to doing this with the two of you, Doug and I both, and getting out there, being on the road. But most of all, I just want to tell you the words you have spoken and the friendship that you have given over all these years mean more than I can express. So thank you both. It means so much. And we're going to have some fun with this too, aren't we?
She should have been like, we did it, Bo. We did it. I can't with this. It's just so overproduced. It's such crap. These people are such phonies.
Oh my!
And it took them 4 days to do that.
Yeah, that was a lot of practice.
It was plus Obama. You know, Obama was like so reluctant about doing that. He was like, "Do we really have to endorse this broad? I don't want to endorse." Okay, fine. Well, she'll be a good puppet. She's a good stand-in for the guy with dementia. I can control her too. So this will be a 4th term for Obama, you guys. 4th term, so he can totally run the country over the cliff. That's where they're going. We did it, Bo.
Yeah, they're here to finish the job, right?
Yep. To fundamentally transform America. That's what he wants to do.
And they don't care about lying to get that job done. I mean, this list that they released, that the campaign released of the Biden-Harris accomplishments, almost all of them are outright lies.
Total lies.
Like complete lies. And
My
so
God.
it's incredible to like look at this list and just think they can violent crime at a 50-year low.
What the hell?
Border crossings lower than when Trump left office. What the hell is even happening? How can you say that?
Yeah, you and I were just talking about how we have to go to DC at some point, and we were like, we don't want to.
Yeah.
And how it used to be that we'd be delighted to go. And they're talking about how crime is down, and like, are you kidding me? Crime is not down, you morons. Like anybody with half a brain knows that these are lies. Total lies.
Well, that's why the Trump War Room fixed it. And they actually said, here's what they've actually done. They turned all of those bullet points into the truth. You know what I mean? So I love this. I love that they have a team that fights back. But I mean, they've got a lot of work to do.
We all do. We all have a lot of work to do. We all have a lot of work and like just fixing the narrative, because man, it is like we said yesterday, it's a machine. We're not just fighting against one person. It's a total machine. And they have the entire media in their pocket. They are in bed, like having relations, smoking a cigarette. This is what these people are doing. It's gross. We're seeing it happen. They're rewriting who this woman is. They lie every day. It's just pathetic what they're doing.
She did finally come out to condemn the horrible protests that took place when Netanyahu gave his speech. And so that happened.
Too little, too late.
It's a little too little, too late. And the House actually ended up passing a resolution condemning her for how poorly she's handled the open border. And 6 Democrats also voted with the Republicans to have this official resolution saying you suck, which obviously doesn't do anything, but it does.
It doesn't do crap. She was only in charge of root causes, you guys.
Well, how did that go? Let's assume for a second that was all she was in charge of.
She failed at that too.
Now? Yeah, exactly.
Nothing. She's failed at everything. And seriously, what is that going to do? We're just going to know root causes? What does that even mean? In charge of root causes. It's such a bunch of crap. She was in charge of the border. She failed miserably. She's failed at everything that she's done.
Well, no, it's not the only media lie. There's probably going to be so many, but the latest one, this is incredible. From CBS, one of the CBS affiliates said Trump falsely accuses Harris of donating to the Minnesota Freedom Fund, bailing out dangerous criminals. Remember during the protests and riots of George Floyd? And it doesn't matter that her own Twitter account says, hey, if you're able to chip in now to that fund, it's right there on her Twitter account. It hasn't been deleted, amazingly. And CBS is going to say that that's a false accusation.
Yeah. Okay, community notes, do your work.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Crazy. I know. This is the thing. It's such extreme gaslighting. They're just like, no, I mean, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. None of this stuff. It's like, what is reality is not reality. It's not happening. It's remarkable what they're doing.
And then this was a prediction about the next lie that they're going to try to cover up. So these 2 headlines from the past say Kamala Harris has touted her role on Afghanistan policy. Now she owns it too. And previously another headline said Harris said she had a key role in Biden's Afghanistan withdrawal decision. She was the last person in the room before he made that call. And so I guarantee, just like Stephen Miller says, I guarantee you they're going to start saying, oh, I mean, that was totally on him. She wasn't involved. She
wasn't there. She wasn't even there. She wasn't there. She was getting her nails done. She's totally getting her nails done that day, you guys. She wasn't there.
They're going to do it. Just watch. Just watch.
Yep.
You guys, I don't mean to be like doom and gloomy, but there is a very good chance that she could be the next president. And if that's the case, you better be holding on to your finances in the biggest way possible, because this woman is a commie and she will be taxing the ever living crap out of everything. Now is a really good time to get your hands on gold. And our friends at Birch Gold are the best ones to teach you not only how to do it, but why to do it. So they are the ones that give you really, really good information about why it makes sense, how it can help your whole financial portfolio, how it will help protect your retirement savings. You can get that information for free and without any obligation whatsoever by just texting the word chicks to 989898. They're going to send you that free information kit, and then you can do with it what you will. I recommend that you at least dabble in having some of your IRA or part of your IRA or 401k in gold, but the decision is entirely up to you. Just make sure that you're educated about it. The best way to do that is to get your hands on that info kit. Text the word chicks to 989898. Let's see. Michael Steller says, that's why we love you. Covered with what? Covered in what? Grant Fowler, thank you. Grant says, Grant from Brooksville, Florida here. Hope y'all remember me. I sent my pic and the huge balls way back. Still on the phone with Fox News to get y'all on as anchors. Please don't. We do not want that job.
We don't want to be on Fox as anchors. Don't want it. We like where we are. Thanks.
He says, you two are more beautiful anyway.
That's so sweet.
Grant's a hottie. I totally remember him. Totally remember Grant. Tracy 3, thank you. She's like, I've been saying, even if it was the axe from a bug that was on the bullet meant for Trump that flew and hit his ear, it was an attempt on his life and an assassination attempt. These people, right?
Yeah.
Anybody tries to downplay it is just ridiculous.
They're gross. These people are despicable and gross, and they're void of morality.
Yep. Anastasia 63 says, it was a joke. Yes, it's my birthday too. I'm just starting with my healthy self-focus and recall before I head out. Oh, okay, so she is not the mom to 61-year-old twins.
Okay.
Jose Rodriguez says, I hope we're all unburdened by what has been these last 3.5 years very soon. Sweet meteor come. Morning from Texas, COTR. Sweet meteor of death.
I got my, we're going to do gifts at the end. I finally got mine. I went to my post office yesterday, so I got mine.
Karen Dedrick, thank you. She's off topic. Mock, when are you and Joe Pags going to record another Christmas song? Oh my God.
That was so long ago. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And Joe Pags, I miss him.
We should probably get him on our show.
Yeah, we probably do need to do a little get together, a gab session with Joe.
That guy. We like him.
Seriously?
Oh my God. I'm sorry, you guys. They probably see a dog in the backyard. I'm sorry.
They're letting you know about it. Tabitha says, menopausal women, healthy cell joint is no joke. See? They've got all the things.
And the hair, skin, and nails is no joke.
Favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Huff says that Minnesota Freedom Fund link is still live. Exactly. So for CBS to deny that happened, oh my God, give me a break. Ridiculous. Minnesota Solar Baby, thank you. She said, my body needs everything Healthy Cell has to offer. Can they make a combo packet off of all the vitamins? They do have a combo pack, sort of. I mean, if you take the vegan essentials or if you do the bioactive multivitamin, that's kind of like a combo pack. You at least get your basics down. So thank you to everybody that's been supporting our sponsors. Really appreciate that. We talked a little bit this week about the whole ActBlue sketchiness, and James O'Keefe did a big expose on this. This is really really concerning. So a couple just new angles to show you. There are these ghost donors that are giving money to ActBlue, and they're using the identities of the elderly to do it. Because can anybody explain, for example, how a 79-year-old who lives in a cheap apartment donated over 22,000 times and almost $1 million to Democrats in less than 2 years? These are the kinds of things that you can see on the donation website. And as this tweet says, exposing ActBlue Democrat money laundering operation. A New Orleans resident said that she lives on Social Security and did not contribute to ActBlue in the amount of $29,000 between the years of 2016 and 2022. I mean, this is out of control. It's out of control.
But nothing will be done.
There has to be an investigation into this. This is absolutely insane. And then there's a video from, like, this is a little clip from the James O'Keefe expose, which shows them talking to one of these elderly people to ask them, hey, did you donate? Because all of these donations are in your name. Did you do this? And here is just a little bit of that.
Last year in 2022, it showed that you donated 1,113 times. So like four times a day.
No, that's not possible.
About $13,347.84.
No, sir, that's not possible.
And the year before that, in 2021, 715 times, about $6,957.90.
No, sir. No, sir. Did not.
Okay, and then 2020, 839 times, about $6,983.10.
No, sir.
Just from 2016 to 2022, just total in that year about $29,107.
I don't have that kind of money, sir. I'm on Social Security. I don't have that kind of money to donate.
Okay.
Sir, that's not even possible. I don't even get on my phone or the internet that much. I have donated to political parties in the past. I do that, but there's no way on earth I donate 5-6 times a day to somebody.
I would be like, can I have that money back?
I mean, it's not money coming out of her pocket, right?
No, I know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd be like, if they're using my name, why can't I have that? I'd like to have that back. Can I get it back? Like, what's these people, again, cheaters and liars and scammers, criminals.
Yep. The whole apparatus, the whole damn thing.
Crime.
It's crazy. And the people that support them are insane psycho journalists like this person who is suggesting that we should fund the entire welfare state with a 100% inheritance tax.
My God.
Can you even with this nonsense?
What a nut job.
Oh my God.
And the comment from Greg is exactly right. It's not your effing money, Abby.
Right. It's not your effing money. Can you imagine? Just like put yourself in this whole scenario where you and your husband are in your 90s and you're at death's door and you want your daughter to have your ranch. And the government says, nope, that is now for us. We're going to take 100% of that. We're going to tax that at 100%. So it becomes a worthless pile of crap.
Well, they've already taken like 50% of what I own my whole effing life, basically. God. I mean, seriously, I'm just rounding up. Everything that I've worked for, everything that I've done, they've already taken like almost half of it my whole effing life. So, I mean, this would just be like the cherry on top of a shit cake. I mean, we literally fought a revolution over a 2% tax. And everybody just sits around and they're like, I mean, I guess 35% is fine. It's fine that they tax us 35. It's not. I've had discussions with my daughter about this. And she's like, I feel like that is way too much. You think, honey? You think it's way too much? Yeah. It's robbery. It's theft. Yep. Taxation is theft. This stuff drives me insane. This is why I'm a conservative, first and foremost. This is the stuff that drives me insane. The government just steals from us. They steal. And people are okay with it because it's like the frog in the boiling water. You just take it and take it and take it drives me insane, you guys. Yeah. It drives me absolutely insane. This stuff.
It is.
It's not your money. It's not your money. You didn't earn it.
We mentioned that the Democrats are liars and cheaters and all of those things, but also they are completely evil. So this is a t-shirt that is available on Amazon right now. And it's available in all the sizes, all the colors, all the styles.
You got to be kidding me. I cannot.
The only good Trump is a dead one. People want to wear that on a shirt.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for our, it's going to be a long show to be approved.
Oh my God.
Taking like 2 days, but this is totally fine. It's fine, you guys. It's fine.
By the way, this is going to be a long show. Did we mention that? It's going to be a long show today.
Wow. This is our world. Yeah. This is our world.
Now, I do have like to wrap up this little section, I do have one piece of good news, and that is that one of the people who was shot that Saturday, David Dutch, he has been released from the hospital and is in good condition.
Crazy.
So yay for that. Yay, yay.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I know. That was finally a little bit of good news. Barbara Trammell says, LOL, my dog that never barks is barking at Daisy's dogs.
I'm sorry. I think there are dogs that come into our pasture all the time. And Theo just goes nuts, you guys.
Yeah.
He's like, put him up. Put him up. Yeah.
Maisie will bark at deer that sometimes get in our yard. And I'm like, would you not? I want to feed them.
Yeah.
But she scares them away whenever they come. Copper Top 1985 says that would kill the family farm and our food supply. That would kill the family farm. What is she talking about? That was at 8:34. That was a minute ago. What would kill the family farm and food supply?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I remember. You guys, when we talk about something, we forget about it literally within 30 seconds.
Is that in relation to the inheritance tax? Because
yes, that's probably right. That's probably right. Marilyn Arrow over on Venmo said, good morning, beautiful chicks. Kamala is the sacrificial lamb for the Democrat Party. If she is not successful in their bid for president, she is easily forgotten. Yeah, I think that's true. Like if she doesn't win, she's done. Like I don't know what else anybody would do with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem is I think she might win.
Yeah. And I think Obama has succumbed to the realization that she is malleable, just like Biden was.
Yeah.
She's the new puppet.
Okay, so now that I've been doom and gloomy, it's time to do the opposite. Because this is what we do, right? We like to show all the sides. So we've got a few folks to share with you that I thought everybody would love, of people who have either come around to voting for Trump, they're new Trump voters, or they're solid Trump voters, and they want to explain the reason why. First of all, this guy just looked into Agenda 47, and he has thoughts.
Well, I just went through Trump's Agenda 47, and some of this shit is fucking diabolical. Number one, he wants this country to be energy independent. What the fuck? Why? We need to be dependent on other countries in order for us to thrive. Number two, he wants to take critical race theory and gender issues out of school. And I just don't know how we're going to survive without them in there. Number three, for the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, he pretty much wants to have a year-long party and then have something called the American Fair where all 50 states participate. Sounds fucking horrible. Number four, he wants to label all the cartels as terrorist organizations to try to stop the influx of drugs. I don't know where the fuck the benefit in that could be. Number five, he wants all sex traffickers to get the death penalty. What a horrible thing to say. If you heard all of those things and you still disagree with them just because they came from Trump, you are the fucking reason why this country is falling apart. And
Amen.
I really hope you know that down to your fucking core. I think you need to take a real fucking hard look at yourself and get your priorities straight if you disagree with any of that.
He likes the F word. And I'm on board. I'm on board with everything that he said.
I should have warned to hide your wives and hide your kids, and I didn't. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. TDS is rampant. These people have a disease and it's called TDS.
Here's another fellow, a Black American who very, very staunchly supports Trump and wants his fellow Black Americans to know exactly why. This is awesome.
Why you wore that Trump hat in here?
Because I'm a die-hard Trump supporter. In my household, you got Martin Luther King, you got Jesus, and you got Donald Trump. Not in that particular order, but yeah, you got Martin Luther King, Jesus, and Donald Trump.
Why you got Donald Trump? Now, you know, well, I'm a straight Democrat, but I'm for the best person.
Oh, yes,
but
sir.
Now, why you got Donald Trump?
Because I paid attention in school when I was a kid, and so I know the true history of both the Republican and Democratic Party. I know that they really didn't switch during the Nixon Southern strategy, that one became more clever than the other in dealing with black people. We the Democrats niggas. We got away, we were the Republicans' friends. We was their friends, but we were the Democrats niggas. When you look at the origins of the Ku Klux Klan, it originated out of the Democratic Party.
The Ku Klux Klan?
It did. Every civil rights legislation that ever has been passed in this country was authored, written, sponsored, and voted on 100% by Republicans and not Democrats. Every civil rights legislation.
Well, what you gonna do?
So let me finish. Right. So as a kid, I remember being 6, 7 years old and seeing Donald Trump receive an award with Muhammad Ali, Rosa Parks from the NAACP. But not only that, he engaged and interacted in our culture from the 80s throughout the 90s and even the 2000s, from rappers to Michael Jackson. So when we looked out into our culture, his face appeared many, many times. So for me to grow up now and hear the media, because before the media started saying he was racist, I never heard a black leader.
Yep.
He ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong.
No, he's not.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting how they reinvented him. See, just kind of like how they're reinventing Kamala now and they're rebranding her. They rebranded Trump during that time. Yeah. And a lot of those people who hate him now loved him before he ran for president. We have a lot of video on that too.
Yeah.
It's just that people don't do their research. You know, they don't think critically. And I feel sorry for those people because they're stupid.
Well, and we don't want to leave out the gay folks, right? So here is a gay man who has a message for all of us MAGA extremists.
Yeah, this message is to all you Trump supporters, all you MAGA people. I have one thing to say to you. I'm sorry. Sorry that I bought into all the bullshit that the media was feeding to me for all those years. Sorry for thinking that you guys were the enemy, when really you are trying to protect this country. The past 3 years, the past 4 years have been horrific. You can't buy food. Gas prices are ridiculous. And our cities are looking like fucking slums. Elect Kamala Harris, who's actually in charge of the border now. Yeah, no, sorry. I bought into all the bullshit. Not this time. Another thing, as a gay man, I'm over this fucking gay woke agenda bullshit. So, again, to all the MAGA people, you have a new person on board with you. Trump 2024. Let's get this fucking country back in order. Thank you.
He's right.
I mean, so I wanted to show that there is some hope out there. Like there's some folks that are transforming. They're shifting their thinking, which is great. But there's a long road ahead. And you know that nerdy guy from CNN who does all the polling and the stats and all that stuff, data, the data guy. I didn't realize this. I saw that this may be a few days old at this point, but apparently JD Vance is not doing well, like not helping Donald Trump in terms of just polling, which is weird because I think JD is great, but for whatever reason, he's had the worst record of any running mate poll like in the history of ever, according to the nerdy guy.
Really understand the pick, and apparently neither do the American voters, because we take a look at the net favorable rating for JD Vance. That's a favorable minus unfavorable. It's a negative net territory. Look at that, -6 points. I will tell you, Aaron, I have gone all the way back since 1980. He is the first guy after immediately following a convention, a VP pick, who actually had a net negative favorable rating. That is underwater. The average since 2000 is plus 19 points. JD Vance making history in the completely wrong way.
I mean, it's amazing. Plus 19. And I know people talk VPs don't usually matter, but they're usually
they're
not
pretty
a negative.
popular. Usually they're popular. In this case, he's dragging Trump down.
Yeah, I call bullshit on that.
What is that?
I honestly just don't care about it. I just don't. I just think these people lie. They lie all the time. So I don't really care what CNN says about it, because they also said that Hillary was going to win. Remember? We remember that. So when it comes to JD Vance, I want to see what he does in his debate, because I think he's going to kick some butt in the debate.
If that ever happens, we don't even have a person yet.
I hope and pray that happens. And when that does, I think he's going to change some minds, if there are even minds to be changed, because this is CNN we're talking about. But I think when he gets up on a stage and he actually presents himself and people see that, they're going to be like, okay, now we see who this guy is. Because a lot of people just don't know who he is. They just don't know. We do, because we're conservative. So we know and I like him. I think he's great. But a lot of people out there just don't know. They don't know what they don't know. And we're not, listen, whoever she picks from, or whoever Obama picks to be the VP candidate on the Dem side, we're not going to know much about that person either, because it's going to be some rando white dude, except for Pete Buttigieg. We know who that is. We know his record, which is dismal. But I mean, all the other guys on the list, do we really know who they are? Have we seen a lot from these guys? Or it's just like rando white dudes. So once we see them on a stage together, then everybody will be like, oh, okay, I see. And I think JD Vance will do really well in that sort of a setting. And then he's going to start showing people who he is.
I just hope that happens. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it should happen, but
it should.
At this point, like, when is she going to pick somebody already?
Yeah, well, then we need to start coming back with the narrative that maybe they're afraid of JD Vance. Just like Kamala's like, anytime, anywhere. Well, where's your freaking VP candidate? Losers. Get him out there so JD can debate him.
Unfortunately, we're going to have a couple of examples in today's show of Trump getting in his own way. And that's my nice way of saying what he's doing.
That's what
yes. That's what I really wanted to say. But I thought we've like absolutely subjected people to so many F-bombs already so early this morning that I was like, maybe I should calm down. But yeah, he sometimes, man, I just don't know what he is thinking with some of the stuff he says. And the first example is this one where he is saying, we have enough votes.
My instruction, we don't need the votes. I have so many votes. I'm in Florida now, and I drove to another location yesterday, and every house has a Trump-Vance sign on it. Every single house. There's not a house that we passed that doesn't. We have the votes.
Why would you say something like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's Florida. You've got Florida. That's great.
My God.
I kind of feel like you already had Florida. So that's awesome that you have that. But there's a lot of other places that you got to get. So don't say that you don't need the votes because you need them. You totally need the votes.
I mean, that's the absolute opposite message that he should be saying. He should be saying, we need every last person who is afraid of a Kamala presidency to get out there and vote. If you are thinking of staying home for any reason, you can't, because we need every vote. And instead, his message is, oh, we don't need any more votes. We've got all the votes.
We need anybody with a pulse to go and vote Republican.
I mean, I will never understand some of the shit that comes out of that man's face. It makes me insane. Uriel Gonzalez, thank you. He says it should be evident to any normal person that all this is a fight of capitalism, freedom versus socialism and communism. It is a fight of good against evil.
You are 100% correct.
Queen Bee says they tax inheritance at 100% and us oldies will burn it to the ground first.
I swear. It's like they tax everything along the way and then they tax you when you die.
Right?
And we do nothing about it. We just sit and go, yes, sir, may I have another? We've done nothing about that. People.
BTK says, how do we find out if Dems used our names for money? You can go to the FEC website and then look up individual contributions and search for your name. That would be, and everybody should do that for sure.
And then how do we get these people in trouble if they do that? That's the thing. Like, who? Because it's not the FBI. The FBI is not going to do anything. They only go after old ladies at school board meetings, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would think it would start with filing some sort of a claim with the FEC. I would hope that would
somebody. So it'd be the FEC that would that's the jurisdiction. Like that's who takes care of that stuff.
Or maybe if you do see your name there, you start with your own state attorney general. That would be another idea.
An AG would do it.
Yeah. Alexandra says the media loves to divide us Americans. My stepmom recently called me and asked why I'm a Trump supporter. So I explained the only way to reunite Americans is to relate to who you talk to. That's if you have a willing listener on the other end.
Yeah. I mean, I've tried to do that a couple times and then people just block you. They blocked me. And so you can try. I think that's absolutely valid. You know, it's like it's great effort. But then a lot of liberals, you start talking common sense to them and they don't like common sense. And then they just block you.
Yeah. Judith Leister, thank you. Judith says, on the eve of my 6th decade, I celebrate you both. Thank you, Judy, and happy birthday.
Sweet.
Lori Weens says, my dog Donovan, aka the D-Man, barks, lays in their front window and barks at deer, squirrels, pickup trucks, delivery trucks, motorcycles, people walking their dogs, people just walking by. His criteria changes all the time.
Donovan.
Oh no! Oh my gosh, D-Man. Gardy Lou, thank you very much. Gardy Lou says, put everything you can in a trust, which is also a very, very good. That's a very good piece of advice for sure. And Laura Kate Baker says, Mock, don't get upset about everything he says. He just talks off the cuff. Vote, folks. Yeah. I mean, I'm still going to vote for him. I'm saying he should be watching what he says. So, I mean, I am going to get upset about it. I'm going to get upset when he says stupid shit that could put Kamala in the White House. And everybody should be rallying and trying to get messages to the people who are in his ear to tell him to STFU. Like, stop it with this kind of talk because it's ruining everything that he got from like all the positive energy that he got over the last few weeks, it's basically gone. It's gone, and he's making it worse. And so, yeah, I'm upset. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. And he's making me feel like we're gonna, and I don't like that. Kamala, on the other hand, she's kicking off her campaign big and heavy right now, and she kicked it off on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Everyone, it's Kamala Harris. Each day, we are seeing our rights and freedoms under attack, including the right of everyone to be who they are.
Oh my God. Lance Bass. Okay.
Oh my God.
What rights are being taken away from those people?
They don't have to explain. They just need to put that narrative out there. They don't
Like,
need to
what
explain it.
is it? Like, what is it? I'm not, because they still can like shake their asses in front of kids, like at drag brunches. So what I'm just trying to understand, what rights are being taken away from these people that they are claiming that are being taken away? I just don't understand. They always say that, and it's like, but you can do whatever you want. This is America. Like, you can be whoever you want. You can do whatever you want. You can love whoever no one's taking that away from you. So stop saying that. Stop it.
This is what they do. They rely on lies, cheating, and more lies.
Yeah.
And Kamala also released her very first campaign ad, her very first official campaign ad, and she has gotten the rights to use Beyonce's song Freedom as her theme song. Like, so Freedom is to her what Lee Greenwood's song is to Donald Trump. So you're going to be hearing an awful lot of this song.
In this election, we each face a question. What kind of country do we want to live in? There are some people who think we should be a country of chaos, of fear, of hate. But us, we choose something different. We choose freedom.
Oh my God.
The freedom not just to get by, but get ahead.
Ow.
The freedom to be safe from gun violence. The freedom to make decisions about your own body. We choose a future where no child lives in poverty, where we can all afford health care, where no one is above the law. We believe in the promise of America, and we're ready to fight for it. Because when we fight, we win. So join us. Go to KamalaHarris.com and let's get to work.
I'ma keep on running because the winner don't quit on themselves.
So that's happening.
It's effective. I mean, it's
a good
effective.
ad.
It's a really good ad. But the thing is that it's all lies.
I mean, it is all lies.
How can your kid get ahead when, you can't pay the bills every month? I mean, this is the thing. Communism, Marxism, it doesn't work. They try to reinvent it. It doesn't work. I was talking to my liberal friend who is now turning red because of all of this bullshit. She's just like, I'm seeing it. I'm kind of seeing the light now.
God,
and
I hope there's so many more people like her. I hope.
Well, I mean, when economically you see it, you feel it, you cannot deny that. And that's when I see that in that ad. And it's like, your kids, you want to provide a better life for them. Basically, it's like, you can't do that under this regime. You can't. Everybody's living paycheck to paycheck or worse. I mean, groceries are everything's more expensive. We're all worse off than we were 4 years ago. All of us, every single one of us, except for George Clooney, apparently. So, and that's nice for him in his Italian villa with his, anti-Semitic wife. But the rest of us live in the real world where we can't afford things. We just can't. And that's just scratching the surface. I don't want to go into a city because the cities are shitholes because of this administration. Our cities look like crap. Our kids aren't learning things. The economy is crap. The border's wide open. I mean, I could go on and on and on. They did this and they want more of it. They want more of it, and they want to tax you at 70% to do it.
Minimum.
So if you want that, vote for her. Vote for the commie.
Unfortunately, there's a whole bunch of people who apparently want that. There was a some sort of a Zoom call that was like Pink was involved with it, Megan Rapinoe, Shannon Watts, all the worst of the worst white women. And it was literally called White Women for Kamala. It was a Zoom call that had well over 150,000 participants.
Is
They
that
started
Elton John?
glitching out.
Is that Elton John on the right? Who is that?
That's Pink.
Oh, okay. Looks like Elton John.
The video, I guess, started glitching out because there were so many people, and they raised over $1 million in their donations so far. And Megan Rapinoe was part of that effort. And so here she is with, I guess, her wife, maybe. I don't know who she's married to. So this may not be her wife, but I think it might be.
Take
her
our
wife.
cues from them. 40,000 Black women just the other day, like literally in the snap of a finger, Win with Black Women, getting organized and getting around this. White women, this is our opportunity to show up, not only for ourselves, but for Black women. They've given us the whole playbook on how to show up and energize and be organized and really do the right thing and to tap into all of our networks.
God, I want
So
a
that's
divorce.
happening.
I want a
I know.
divorce from these people so bad. They're just so detached from reality. It's just
Yeah.
crazy to me. It's all about skin color with these people. They're such effing racists.
Right? They are. And how
All
they
of
don't
them.
see it. It's incredible.
Yeah.
The energy, though, seems to be massively high for this whole Kamala run right now. They're even comparing the level of energy to Obama's campaign of 2008. Here is Michael Steele and his guest talking about that very
Michael, I
thing.
haven't seen anything like this. I'm going to say it. I'm going to get in trouble, but I haven't seen anything like this since 2008.
Okay, so I'm glad he went there. I'm glad he went there. And I'll tell you why I'm glad he went there. Because I said, and I've been saying since this whole thing started, this could be bigger than 08. And I'm sorry, well, that ain't my issue. That may be some other people's, it ain't mine. It could be bigger than 08 because of the level of energy that we see here. I mean, Sarah, have you seen this, number one? And the response to Republicans seems a little bit flat-footed right now, caught off guard by it.
First of all,
He's right. I think we are a little caught off guard by how effective she's been over the last week.
It's not her, Mock. It's the media.
It's who they've made her
It's
into.
not her. I mean, this is the thing. It's not that we're flat-footed. It's that we're like, holy crap, look at what the media can do. Look at what this machine is capable of doing. They have turned a piece of shit into something shiny. I mean, it's like, and everybody's like, ooh, ah. I mean, her approval rating was nil. And she is a disaster, and she couldn't speak, and she was a nightmare, and everybody knew it. Everybody knew how useless she was. And now all of a sudden she is a queen. Like it's amazing. It is remarkable what the media is capable of doing. And they've done it for years and years and years. And they did it during COVID, and people that are smart understand what they're capable of doing. They're capable of gaslighting and projecting and like turning something that isn't into something that is. And it's just remarkable to me how so many people fall for it. They continue to fall for the crap show that the media gives them. I don't. So, I mean, I don't.
It's like she's such a chameleon. She's a chameleon to me, because I remember when she was senator thinking, damn, that she's tough. Like that chick is tough as nails. Now, granted, that's when she's prepared, right? She's got her questions in front of her. She knows that she's looking for her moment in the sun. But when she knows it and she's ready, she's really, really good. And so then when she became vice president and she had all these moments of complete idiocy, I was like, what happened to Kavanaugh, Kamala?
Just wait. They cannot, it's going to be like Obama. I mean, not Obama. It's going to be like Biden, where they cannot script her all the time. Yeah. And they're scripting her right now. And they're putting all of their eggs in the Kamala basket. Whereas before, all their eggs were in the Biden basket, because that had to be exhausting, because that guy had he has full on dementia. So they had to put all their energy into him. And now they're putting all their energy into this woman. And it's full-time job. And so they cannot, one of the balls is going to slip. You know what I mean? They cannot script her all the time. And she is not smart. She's not. We've seen it. We've seen it over the past 3.5 years. She's not smart. I mean, you guys, we know it. And so they'll drop. Something will drop. And then we're going to start seeing the cracks in the facade. We will start seeing it again. And the problem is, what I'm afraid of is it's going to be too late. Like, I'm afraid that we're going to start seeing it after the fact, kind of like what we saw with Biden. And then, they're going to be pulling the puppet strings with this puppet, and we're going to start seeing the cracks then, because too many stupid people are buying into this media crap. It's not her, it's the media. And it's just crazy to me that people buy this garbage. I can't believe they still do it. It's garbage.
They do, and they will. And with those ads like that and the way that they're propping her up, they're going to continue to. And it's really, really scary. And then, of course, this horrible beast of a woman had Cory Booker on, who's apparently BFFs with Kamala. Here's what he said about her.
It's been a volcano erupting in our country of enthusiasm and support. It has been something I think a lot of us have been aching for. The first time, really, that we're about to open up a new generation of presidential leadership, and somebody who is going to chart a course to the future and be a stark contrast to Donald Trump. But I'll tell you, I've been watching your coverage sitting in the green room, and I just want to say something, because I know Kamala like few do. I sat with her for 2 years next to her on the Judiciary Committee, and all the things you were playing about, the horrific things that people are saying about her, just makes me smile, as I often did sitting next to her as she tore into some people in some really productive ways. So let me just say this clear. It's about to get real, because Kamala Harris does not play.
I absolutely underestimate her. I don't underestimate the machine. The machine is capable of doing anything, as evidenced by Joe Biden getting elected president. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they literally put a weekend at Bernie's guy in the Oval Office, you guys. They can put her in there because it's a machine at this point. And then they preach to us about democracy. They're capable of it.
And somehow we've got to override that machine with our own messaging, which is Jill Anthony's point. Because she was like, I woke up this morning thinking how insane it is that we have an openly radical leftist as the Dem nominee. And the best the GOP can do right now is either tie, lose, or barely beat this person.
Right.
We have zero messaging and are never able to beat them at their own game. And I so hear that frustration.
Well, I've listened, when it comes to comms, we've always sucked at comms.
Yeah.
Like, did they ever ask us? No.
Right.
No one ever asked us.
So we're going to bring everybody up, because I know this is going to be a very up and down show, which this is how the news cycle is right now. This is how this election is going to be. It's going to be full of ups and downs. But Ben Carson was recently on with Tucker Carlson, and he offered some hope. He's a little pessimistic at first, but then I think you're going to feel his hopefulness shine through in this next clip.
What do you think of Kamala Harris?
I think she is a politician.
Yeah.
And she's interested in the accumulation of power and control.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you think she believes in anything?
I think she believes in government, like most Marxists.
Yes.
I think she is a Marxist.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that she can win?
Absolutely. She can win. This is going to be a great test of the power of the media.
Yes.
To take someone who formerly was universally disliked and transform them into a godlike figure.
Yes.
And they will use everything that they have to try to do that. The question is, are the American people smart enough to see through it?
It's a great question, Ben.
And I actually think the American people are smarter than anybody gives them credit for. And I don't think that they are going to be willing to sacrifice what we have in this country, which is what everybody else wants, even though they try to denigrate our country, say we're systemically racist, we're unfair to people. If we were all that bad, why are all these people trying to get in here? And why aren't people trying to get out of here? So we know that we have something that's very good. And I think the American people realize that, and they're not willing to give that up and trade that for something inferior.
God, I hope that's right.
I want to believe him.
To be
I
right.
want him to be right too. God, I love him so much. I want
know,
to
he's
believe
so
him
dear.
too. I mean, listen, I want to believe that about people, that they're smart enough and they can discern what's true and what's not true. But there are a lot of people. I'm still like, I guess, sore from like the COVIDian times when there were people that I thought would act a certain way. And then they're the same people that I know that they would like tell on me, for not wearing a mask or not getting the vax or whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm like, who are you? So I don't know. People surprise me, you guys. They never cease to surprise me.
Over on local, CT Taylor sent a tip saying, my millennial hairdresser told me yesterday she wants to vote, but she doesn't feel like she knows enough. So I told her, look at your grocery bill, look at your gas bill, look at your taxes. And she said that makes sense. They were better when Trump was president.
Yep.
That's really all she needs to know.
That's all she needs to know. Just ask people, were you better off 4 years ago? Like in your life? Are you better off now? Has this administration made your life better or worse? And then vote accordingly.
Right. Audrey Krause 5 says, I'm sick of this crap, this media brainwashing. Yeah.
That's what it is.
And Bearcat Nan says, if you're not seriously concerned about Kamala's ability to win, you are not paying attention. A ton of women who would not have voted for Biden will vote for Kamala.
It's true.
She's absolutely right.
I know.
Andrea Viola says, commies are in charge because Americans tolerate it. Who is coming to save you? Nobody. Mad? Look in the mirror. It's your fault the country is commie. Everybody's got to do their part. You can't just be a hairdresser that's like, well, I don't know enough. So good on CT Taylor's for saying you got to get in there. You got to make it. You got to have your voice heard. Yeah. CJ 8009 says, I can't stand Kamalto's face. She's acting like she already won. We need to pray and vote. Yup. Julie Wolf says, they sure have been Johnny on the spot with these commercials and ads. How long have they been putting these in Dropbox? Good question. Nancy Champagne says, I just threw up in my mouth. Alexandra says, just to clarify, I had relatives cut me out of their lives because TDS just took over for them. But I've also talked to liberals who can't afford to vote based on emotions anymore. They see that I'm a human just like them, and it has opened their eyes. You keep talking and keep opening those eyes, Alexandra.
Yes, amen.
Karen Elliott says it's easier to make people feel than to make them think. That is definitely true. Aaron Powers says somebody needs to recut Kamala's videos with clips of the looting, rioting, peaceful protests, and other consequences of leftist policies. Andrea says the point of communism is the death it causes. Photo in the story says working class will decide this election, not the media. I hope that's true. I hope the working class, like hairdressers, aren't just sitting around thinking, well, I don't know anything, so I'm just going to stay at home. We need them to learn the things and feel empowered to vote. Duchalia says Kamala Floyd. And CJ says Hillary was very confident too. Let them be overconfident. We just have to keep grinding. And Andrea says from pee pads to knee pads, heels up Harris. Okay, that was a lot. Did I get everybody? No, I didn't. MS Shift 64 says, did you all see Scott Pressler's post where he writes on bills where he tipped and says Trump won't tax tips? A very simple and effective way to get to voters.
And again with the working class. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not familiar with Anton Daniels, but now that I've seen this video, I am, and I want to know this man. What an unbelievable communicator. He's in a Zoom call with Black voters, and he's asking the crowd, if you're voting for Kamala, why are you voting for Kamala? And this first idiot admits it is totally about skin color. And man, does he ever teach her a thing or two.
Let me ask you a question. Would you vote for it?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm going to just be real honest with this. She's a Black woman.
Yeah.
Because they skin folk, not Kim folk.
I think it goes back to what somebody was saying, where it's not voting for someone, but majority will vote for somebody else
Hold on. Let me mind this out.
I think majority.
Is it only because she a Black woman?
Yeah.
Do you not see how that's a bad idea?
Elaborate.
Okay, so we're in 3 proxy wars with some of the most powerful leaders in the world. She failed at the border, in which we have an estimation of 15 to 20 million people illegally into this country. That is literally overtaking and bankrupting Chicago to the tune of over $400 million per year, and they are in a deficit. Oakland is going out of business. San Francisco, ditto. California, $65 billion deficit. New York, they're literally cutting trash, in which they are the rattiest, dirtiest city, and they've taken up resources as far as free healthcare, free hotels to the tune of $600 a day. They're literally taking over your schools. Your taxpayer dollars are going to fund the migrant crisis. She was supposed to be in charge of this. We have a failing economy. Every single day I see people getting on the internet talking about $30 an hour is the new minimum wage because inflation is fucking out of control. At one point, it was at almost 10%, depending on what city that you in. She has no policy, no record to stand on. One of the biggest things that she did in her career was lock up more black men than ever before. But we sitting here and vote her in office on identity politics. The very person that she was under as far as the president of the United States of America, she called him racist during a debate, which shows you how fake she is. And the only thing that we can stand on from a policy perspective is whether or not she's black and she's a woman. We did that during the Obama administration, and he didn't do anything for black people. As a matter of fact, y'all complain because the only person that he did, or the only group of people that he really stood for, is the alphabet community, and that's his landmark thing that he's still standing on today. So the only thing that we have to stand on is identity politics. That shit didn't work with Tiffany Henyard in Dalton, Illinois. It didn't work with Karen Bass. It didn't work with Lori Lightfoot in Chicago. It didn't work with Brandon Johnson that then took over her position in Chicago. It didn't work with Andre Dickens in Atlanta. It didn't work with Eric Adams in New York. It doesn't work across the country. Every single Democratic city is a hellhole.
Preach
and we sitting
it.
here talking about identity politics.
I love him.
God, I absolutely adore that man. And she was like, God,
I hope that had an impact because everybody else on that call was like, oh my God, when she said, I'm going to vote for her because she's a black woman, at least everybody else was like,
you're an idiot. You're a complete idiot. Yeah.
So anyway, if somebody can find Anton Daniels, I would like to befriend him at once.
A beautiful thing. I'd love to have him on our show. What a beautiful, beautiful thing that was.
All right. So now I think this is, the hope that Trump and his whole campaign has is that Kamala has a horrible, horrible history of being way too radical. We know this. And so it's important to remind people of some of her more radical positions. And we have quite a few of them. For example, this was during the last debate when she was trying to become president. And she gets that mean, when she gets all mean and haughty sounding and super arrogant, that's when you know she's about to say something really radical. And that's what she did here about guns.
Upon being elected, I will give the United States Congress 100 days to get their act together and have the courage to pass reasonable gun safety laws. And if they fail to do it, then I will take executive action. And specifically what I will do is put in place a requirement that for anyone who sells more than 5 guns a year, they are required to do background checks when they sell those guns. I will require that for any gun dealer that breaks the law, the ATF take their license. And by the way, ATF, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Well, the ATF has been doing a lot of the A and the T, but not much of the F.
God, I can't stand her.
Yeah. So she doesn't like the Second Amendment.
She's not a fan.
She's a big fat dictator. That's what she is, and she is a commie. And
just wait, because the commie clips. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
There are some commie.
And listen, I wasn't kidding about the 70% tax either, because I know that we're probably like Medicare, all that kind of stuff. I know there's probably clips about that.
That's what's next. So she's asked a question about how we're going to pay for Medicare for all, but then secondly, are illegals going to get Medicare, which is obviously paid for by taxpayers? And here is her answer.
For all. you mentioned that there's 30 million people who is uninsured right now.
Right.
So where are you going to get the fund to insure them, to give them this Medicare for all? And will it also cover illegal immigrants?
Sure. So, yes, as to the second answer. Because I am never going to be in favor of a policy that denies people access to public health, public safety, or public education based on their immigrant status.
God.
I received a lot of criticism for it. I'll take it.
Get ready for more, biatch.
These are the clips that need to be shared far and wide.
Everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. Because she's like Medicare for all. She doesn't want private insurance. She wants that to go away. She wants Medicare for all. And then who's going to pay for that? Well, of course, we're all going to pay for it. It's universal health care, which means we're all going to be taxed at like 70% because we got to pay for all the freaking illegals now, right? We got to pay for all these people that have flooded into our country. She's all for that. She's like, I'm okay with that. There was a clip I saw going around with her, like the whole tax. She doesn't care. She doesn't care how high your taxes get because she's a commie.
I mean, you guys, when we say that she's a commie, you're about to see a montage of the most commie equity bullshit. When you hear people talk about equal outcomes, you should be terrified. That should never be something that is American or part of the American fabric.
Nope.
That's crazy talk. And yet here is a whole montage of her being equity commie Kamala.
It has to be about a goal of saying everybody should end up in the same place. And since we didn't start in the same place, some folks might need more. Equitable distribution. Giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity, understanding not everyone starts out at the same place. So there's a big difference between equality and equity. Equality suggests often everybody should get the same thing. Well, that often assumes everybody started out in the same place, as opposed to equity, which is everyone should end up in the same place.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And if you then understand not everybody started out in the same place, you understand some people need more. So we all end up in the same place.
So we should all be in the White House? Should we all be in mansions then? Is she going to be willing to give up what she has to distribute it to others so they all are the same?
They're there, Blondie. They're there, Blondie, because she's in the upper echelon. We're all going to be in Suckville, all in the same place. It's the Harrison Bergeronification of America. It's communism. She's farther to the left than Bernie Sanders, you guys. This chick is a commie. Yeah.
There's more. I mean, it's just, wow.
Right? We are proud of the fact that equity is one of our guiding principles. Proud of the fact that we understand equality is important, but not everybody starts out on the same base. We see that people in our country are having an experience that is not equal. So when we talk about the work we are doing here together, it is recognizing that and being guided by this principle of what we must do in the spirit and in the interest of equity. To put equity firmly at the center of our economic policy. But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners.
Unbelievable. Hey, Scott Daly. Have fun sucking at the teat of your commie overlords. Seriously, welcome.
I don't even see that person.
God, I swear. I don't know why these people spend their mornings coming here. Like, can you not find something else to do, Scott Daly?
How do you see those? I don't even know.
Because they are a beacon to me. It's like bugs to a zapper. That's what it is, Scott Daly.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I think I read that one. Paula Gray. Thank you. Paula says, my son is 31 years old with disabilities and he votes. There is no reason people can't get out there and vote. Absolutely right about that.
Yeah, so true.
Curio23 says, when do I get my 15 minutes of being president? Yeah. I mean, if we're going to have equity.
Exactly. But see, that's not the way that it works, right? It's never the way that communism works. They want all of the plebes down here and then they're up here, which is that's kind of where we're heading already. because there is already like the class. They're our employees, you guys. Kamala is my employee, but she already looks down on all of us. You know, this is what they do. And then they preach to us about democracy. It's gross. It's so gross where we are right now. And they want to put us into full-blown communism. This whole equity bullcrap, it's so anti-American. Our founders are spinning in their graves.
Jose says, does that mean I have to hit my knees like Kamala to start where she did? Because I ain't doing that. Just take my money. See what you did there. Randy Craig says some are more equal than others, right? I mean, this is just the fact. All of this is available, right? And this is the kind of stuff that needs to be put in ads, that needs to be blasted
everywhere.
So that people actually understand what her policies are.
Yeah.
And then people need to remember what a complete bitch she is. And this is a great example when she is talking to the Assistant Homeland Security Secretary for ICE and trying to get him to admit that ICE and the KKK are on the same level.
Was what we would call today a domestic terrorist group.
Why? Why would we call them domestic terrorist group?
Because they tried to use fear and force to change political environment.
And what was the motivation for the use of fear and force?
It was based on race and ethnicity.
Right. Are you aware of the perception of many about how the power and the discretion at ICE is being used to enforce the laws? And do you see any parallels?
I do not see any parallels between
I'm talking about perception.
Officers and agents.
I'm talking about perception.
I do not see a parallel between what is constitutionally mandated as it relates to enforcing the law.
Are you aware that there's a perception?
I see no.
Are you aware that there's a
that
perception?
puts ICE in the same category as the KKK?
My
Is that what you're asking me?
No, I'm very specific about what I'm asking you. Are you aware of a perception that the way that the discretion
I see no parallel.
I'm not finished.
I see none.
I'm not finished.
God, I hate
I'm not
her.
finished.
Oh my
Are you aware
God.
that there's a perception
God.
that ICE is administering its power in a way that is causing fear?
Oh, are
and
they afraid?
intimidation?
Are the criminals afraid?
Particularly among immigrants and specifically among immigrants coming from Mexico and Central America. Are you aware of that perception?
I do not see a parallel between the power and the authority that ICE has to do its job and the agents and officers who do it professionally and excellently with lots of compassion.
Sir, how can you be the head of an agency and be unaware of how your agency is perceived by certain communities?
There is a lot of perceptions in the media and in the public that are incorrect about the agency.
But the perception exists, would you agree? Whether or not it's correct.
My God.
And wouldn't you agree then that if that perception exists, there might need to be some work done to correct the perception?
I do want to advocate for the workforce, the vital public safety mission that they have to protect the homeland. And I think more people need to know how valuable they are to the society. So I agree with you on that.
So I understand your point that you want to defend the honor of the good men and women who work in the agency.
As he should.
And I appreciate that point. And I know the vast majority of the men and women who work in the agency do a noble and good job. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the perception.
Oh my God. She's an idiot.
Oh my God.
And obviously they're not scared. You know, the illegals are not scared because you've allowed 20 million of them to come over, Kamala. So they don't seem too scared to me. Nobody seems scared.
That made me seethe. Like
Right.
the hate I have for her when she is in that mode, when that,
Right.
because that's Kavanaugh Kamala, when she is in that mode,
Yeah.
she is so intensely detestable.
Yeah, she's very
She's the
unlikable.
worst.
Yeah, and
God.
she's full of crap when she says she wants to give respect to those, you know, like the Border Patrol, basically, to
Right.
ICE. She's full of crap when she's like, I want to give them, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but she doesn't want to give them any respect. She wants to take all respect away from the people that do those hard jobs, which is precisely what it is. Can you imagine having that job, especially right now?
Yeah,
I can't
under
imagine
her and Biden's leadership. Oh my God.
Oh
I
my
can't.
God. Yeah. They're insufferable. And what they've done to those people is disgraceful.
So I don't even remember that I had this in here, But yes, this is right. There was apparently this list of talking points that Democrats admitted. A Democrat lawmaker told Fox that Democrats have all received this piece of paper with talking points and lies about how they are supposed to address Kamala Harris's role as border czar, because of course the media is really, really into trying to deny that. And now you're hearing the media use the exact lines from that memo, which is absolutely incredible. This is what it looked like. So it says, tippy top, Harris was never appointed border czar. There's never been such a position. It doesn't exist. It's been invented by Republicans and press repeats. She was not asked to lead on the immigration or border enforcement policies. So all the talking points are listed out in this memo, right? And so Peter Doocy asked KJP, where'd this come from? Where
Democrats on Capitol Hill are being handed this card with talking points about the vice president and the border. Do you know who's handing this out?
I have no idea. You probably should ask her campaign.
So the first one says Vice President Harris was never appointed border czar. There's never been such a position. It doesn't exist. Why are Democrats so sensitive about the vice president and the border?
Why are Republicans so sensitive about actually not owning up to them getting in the way of a border deal?
Unreal.
Why? Why won't they own up to that? Why won't they own up to the last president told them not to move forward? It was a bipartisan deal on just right there, available to them, and they voted twice against it. Twice against it. Why are they so sensitive to moving forward and actually dealing on an issue that majority of Americans care about, is dealing with what's going on at the border?
Do you think that the border would be less of a talking point now if there was less migration to the border? Say, if somebody had addressed root causes of migration sooner?
Wait, hold on a second. Did you not hear the beginning of I know there were a lot of toppers, but one of the toppers, I talked about what we're seeing at the border. It's down by 55%.
Oh my God.
It's unbelievable.
It is. It really is. It's truly remarkable what they do. Wow. And you know what? If Joe Biden wouldn't have come in and undone everything that Trump had in place, we wouldn't be in this position right now. But because Trump did it, he had to come in and undo everything that he did because it had Trump's name on it, which is precisely why we're in the place that we're in.
And the reason that border crossings right this minute are finally starting to slow is because of the executive order that Joe Biden reinstated of Donald Trump's, because he basically, everybody forced his hand. He reinstated the executive order, and now we're seeing the results, which we could have seen this entire administration, the entire time.
Which was, again, it was Trump's. God. These people are such assholes.
Yeah.
I cannot.
I know.
Just can't.
This is going to be a long show. Did we mention that?
Yeah.
It's going to be a long show. And I already cut out, I just removed a whole bunch more Kamala clips because I can't even take any more.
It's too much. Yeah, it's too much. She's a disgrace. But you guys, this is all media. It's all propaganda. We are literally living in communist China now. And they craft the narrative and they make it whatever they want it to be. And they make her whatever they want her to be, even though she is not that thing.
Yeah.
So just, you have to discern what it is. You have to look at it. You have to teach your kids and your grandkids. They are lying to you, and you have to think critically. Everything that comes out from the media is a lie, and you have to look at it and you have to discern whether or not, am I going to believe that thing? That's why you have to turn to alternative media. This is what I tell my kid. It's all lies.
Speaking of communist China, this is where we get to the part where Trump stepped on his dick again. So at least
it's long enough to step on, right?
I mean, that's a good way to look at it.
There's that.
But the last thing that he should do ever is to talk about China, North Korea, in ways that he's making a parallel to how things should be here. And yet that's exactly what he did when he suggested that anybody who burns an American flag should spend a year in jail. And if they try to rely on the Constitution and the First Amendment to protect that right to burn the flag, then they're stupid. And this would never be allowed in China and North Korea.
Took the American flag down. They were writing Hamas on the bell outside of Union Station. What does a Donald Trump do if he takes office to these people on the street?
Rarely have we seen anything like this, and I think you should get a 1-year jail sentence if you do anything to desecrate the American flag. Now, people will say, oh, it's unconstitutional. Those are stupid people. Those are stupid people that say that. We have to work in Congress to get a 1-year jail sentence when they're allowed to stomp on the flag and put lighter fluid on the flag and set it afire. And when you're allowed to do that, you get a 1-year jail sentence and you'll never see it again. And all over the world, Putin and President Xi of China, all over the world, they're watching this. Kim Jong-un, he looks at us like we're a bunch of babies. They see that. That wouldn't happen in their countries. It's impossible for that to happen in their country. Where we look so bad to the world. That was a disgraceful display yesterday.
I mean, I'm okay with this only because I think he's just drawing a parallel between what he's trying to say is, okay, maybe not drawing a parallel, but he's trying to say we look weak. We just look weak. That's what he's trying to say. He did it poorly, but I think that was the gist of it. As for the flag thing, you are allowed to do that. What I do think that you should be put in jail for is when you start messing up our monuments like that. Like of course, the stuff they did to those monuments. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Put those people in jail for a year. Yeah. Absolutely, there should be a jail sentence that is connected with that because it's just disgraceful what they did, and these people are getting away with it, and that's not okay.
And that is completely right. But when it comes to burning a flag, obviously you can burn your own. The people that took down the Capitol flag, they should be punished. They should face absolutely consequences for that. But the idea that he said, if you burn an American flag, you should go to jail and screw the Constitution, and anybody that agrees with the Constitution on this point is stupid. That was really dumb, and there's already a ton of pushback about it.
I think that if it's something that is like if it's yours, it's one thing. But also, I think that if they go to the Capitol and they burn a flag there,
that's literally what I just said.
Right.
But he said he did not discriminate. He said if you burn an American flag, you should go to jail. And screw the Constitution. And he said it. And so there's no getting around it. And so people are reacting, of course, with outrage, and they should have it, because if we're the ones that believe in the Constitution and the First Amendment, we can hate people who burn the flag, but it's still their right to do it. Right. And so when he says those people are stupid, he's literally calling the Supreme Court justice who ruled against flag burning prohibitions stupid. And I'm sorry, but Scalia, not stupid. This is
hear
just
you.
Ridiculous.
I totally hear you, but there needs to be he needs to draw a line between what he meant. And he's not
good at it.
He's not very good at that sometimes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Problem. What we do need is like common sense legislation like this, like what Marco Rubio is about to offer up, because this is good.
What I am saying is common sense. You're a visitor. You're not even an American. You're a foreign national. You're here because we gave you a visa to be here temporarily, and now you're out there defending and supporting Hamas, a terrorist organization. You need to go.
Yes.
That's what this resolution asks the administration to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope we can get a vote on the Senate, so at least everyone will know where everybody here stands.
That shouldn't be hard. I feel like that's not a hard thing to do. I mean, it's like we used to care about that stuff.
Right.
That used to matter.
So easy. That should be a no-brainer, and there shouldn't be a single person who stands against that.
Rashida Tlaib will.
God,
she will stand against it. She will. You know what I mean? She'll be the one with the sign that says, "That's mean."
Oh my God,
those are my people. You know, I mean, this is the thing. She'll have a sign that we can all meme later on. I just cannot. But the
memes are awesome, man.
But this is the thing. It used to be that this wasn't a hard thing, that we all agreed on that kind of stuff. And we don't agree on this stuff anymore. And that is problematic.
Well, we don't even agree in here. There's people like, I have no problem with people going to jail for burning the flag. I have no problem with it. I have no problem. And I'm like, so what are we hanging our conservative hats on if not the First Amendment, if not the Constitution?
Right.
We got to agree on that.
Yeah,
before
I agree.
we're trying to just be like, Trump's fine, and so I'm just going to forgive him for it. Come on, you guys. We're better than that. We're better than that. We should be able to call out our own and be honest about it. That's all.
And he needs to be more specific when he says stuff like that. He just needs to kind of reel it back and be a little more specific because he knows that it's going to get taken out of context and then shoved on Twitter and everybody's going to like dissect it. That's what people do.
Of course. He should definitely know that by now. That's what the media is there to do.
Exactly.
Connie Cannell says, morning chicks, I just watched a video of her putting innocent black men in prison in California. Trump needs to make people aware, maybe do a commercial of them all. Have a great weekend. That'd be something to get interviews with those people.
Yeah,
that would be something. And Uriel says, yes, we all need to go out and vote, but we also need to pray daily. If you're a Catholic, pray the rosary every day. If we all pray in our own way, we will be heard. When you pray, the communion of saints prays with you. Thank you for that. Dave Matthews, if you're a Dave Matthews Band fan, you're maybe about to not be, because he was at those ridiculous protests when Netanyahu was speaking. He was there to participate in them.
Gross.
And he has no idea what he's talking about.
I just think it's terrible when the majority of the world is looking at this man and what he's doing in Gaza, and then also what he's overseeing in the West Bank and East Jerusalem, that we're welcoming into the so-called sacred halls of our government. This has been an ongoing struggle for people that just want to have dignity and be able to live independent lives and dream of a better future. And this man is the pinnacle of the obstacle toward that freedom, and that we have him visiting the country is obscene. It's a disgusting show of support for someone that doesn't deserve our support. I'm ashamed that my tax dollars are going to the brutalizing of an entire people.
Yeah.
It's shameful, and I'm ashamed that our government is welcoming him here.
Really? Are you ashamed of that? How does he feel about the hostages?
Oh yeah, he didn't mention them.
No. That's interesting. Is he?
How embarrassing?
Yeah.
Is that?
Wow. What a jerk. God. He doesn't give two craps about the hostages. Well, he's an anti-Semite. That's good to know.
Well, and he
has no
problem seeing all the Hamas flags, and he's trying to say that Netanyahu's presence as the lead of an ally country, that's obscene, and not all the graffiti and Hamas shit. Yeah. Oh my God.
He should invite Hamas into his home, into his mansion.
Yeah, see how
they
that
should
goes.
all hang out there. Yeah. They can all talk about like Sharia law. And then in the same breath, they'll be like, oh my God, women's rights. I'm a feminist. He's that guy. It's like they're so clueless.
You know who I had happily forgotten existed, and then unfortunately was reminded of her yesterday? Linda Sarsour.
Oh God.
Remember?
Yes. Oh my God. We should talk about her a lot on the radio.
Yes. And I didn't realize that she was also at the protests and actually in charge of organizing a bunch of it with CODEPINK. That
look the same?
really ridiculous CODEPINK lady. They're like BFFs.
Of course they are.
They're here together.
I'm with the marvelous Linda Sarsour, who is really keeping us energized with her very, very important message about Kamala Harris and changes in the Democratic Party. Can you tell us what you think is going on?
I'm going to tell you what I told Medea, that the fact that Joe Biden is not on the top of the Democratic ticket is because of our movements. It's because of the work of CODEPINK and many other organizations that are out here. The fact that Kamala is not presiding over Netanyahu's speech is also because of our movements. There are so many little things that are happening, the progress that we are seeing in this country, and we know we have much more work to do. I am under no illusion that we're about to free Palestine tomorrow. But this progress is because of you. Your work is not in vain. Stay outside, stay disruptive, and make sure the Democratic Party continues to listen and to hear from you that they will not ever be an influential party in this country without heeding the calls of our movement. So free Palestine, and this is my hero.
Oh, this is my hero. I'm so happy to be with you, Linda. Thank you.
I ask what you... God, I didn't think that anti-Semitism would make you that bloated.
She's got that same thick skin that we were talking about yesterday, that like really thick skin.
You know who else has it? Is Trudeau.
Yes.
He has it too. Like, what is it? Are they eating something? Like it must either be the soy or the adrenochrome or whatever that they eat. I don't know. But it's like, it's all very suspect. I don't know. It's just gross. But she's very bloated. I'm not trying to be mean, but I am, because I don't like her. She's bloated.
Yes, Randy, it's foot skin on the face.
She's
foot skin.
She's a foot. She's
got the foot
she's
skin
a
face.
total foot with like she's very footy.
All right, we need something good after that. And so we do have something good. And that is a former FCC chairman was caught by Breitbart doing something good.
Sir, I see you putting the American flag there. Just wondering why you're doing that.
So I'm an American citizen. I'm proud of my country, and I don't like the fact that the flags are taken down.
Could I get your first name, where you're from?
Sorry, who are you with?
Breitbart News.
Oh, yeah. My name is Ajit, A-J-I-T.
He's like, oh, yeah.
Last name Pai, P-A-I.
And where are you from?
Originally from Kansas, but I live in Virginia now.
Okay.
God
so we're
bless
just
him.
happen to be visiting D.C. today, or?
No, I lived in the D.C. area.
Okay.
I was in the government for a long time and served for many years, including the prior administration and the FCC. And I love this country and everything it stands for.
Yeah, I mean, the protests that happened here a couple hours ago, they laid a lot of destruction here. A lot of things were spray painted and whatnot. A lot of graffiti. Could you give us your opinion on your reaction to seeing all this graffiti right in the nation's capital at Union Station?
I'm as strong a believer in the First Amendment as you'll ever find, but I also do not like the fact that our nation's capital has been defaced and defiled in certain ways, and in particular the flag being taken down. So I thought the least I could do is take the one flag that I could move from my house and bring it here to make sure that the Star-Spangled Banner still waves over the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Wow, so you actually, you saw what was going on and you decided to take that flag from your house and put it up here.
I did, yeah. I mean, I saw it on social today, occasionally when I was checking during the work hours, and I like to bike around the city, and just thought, you know what, I want to bike by and show my support for the United States, country I love, and make sure that the flag is still waving, so people know that there are still some citizens in this country who really believe in it and the ideal of America.
I want to hug him and high five him.
I know, right?
I love him so much. Yes, there's hope, you guys.
Do you guys love the emotional journey that we take you on in these shows? I'm going to bring you up and then I'm going to bring you down.
Everybody's like, God, I need a drink and a cigarette. It's terrible.
I know. I'm sorry. I
love him.
I know. He was so
I love how he asked, he's like, who are you with?
Right.
And they're like, Breitbart. He's like, okay, thank God. Yeah.
Biden finally did decide, well, maybe I should meet with Bibi after all. I don't know how that meeting went. I know it looked like this when reporters were trying to ask questions.
What jerks. They're just obnoxious. And Bibi said such lovely things to him. He's just a class act guy. Did you hear a lot of the things he said to him? He was like, thank you, and blah, blah, blah. He said all the thank yous, even though, deep down, he was like, Biden is an idiot.
And I can't believe he still even knows who I am. If he did.
He doesn't know who I am.
Remember how Biden said, and I don't remember when he said it, it's been a week or two now, where he was asked, are you a Zionist, in an interview? And he said, yes. And I thought that there would be like a bigger reaction to that than there was, because that was a big deal, I thought, for him to say, because it doesn't seem like something this administration would be happily willing to do. And Kirby was asked whether Kamala is a Zionist. And it's amazing how many words he can use to not directly answer that question.
Prime Minister Netanyahu just highlighted, this was one of the big things that he said during this meeting with President Biden. He highlighted that he was a Zionist. Is Vice President Kamala Harris a Zionist?
I can tell you for sure, because I've been in the room with her since my 2.5 years of being here at the White House, that Vice President Harris shares President Biden's steadfast commitment to the nation of Israel, to the security of the Israeli people, to making sure Israel can defend itself against attacks like they suffered on the 7th of October. She's been a full partner in every
Sorry, John,
policy
let's
discussion.
listen in.
I want to know.
It's like dance
That's like
and
a
dance
yes or
and
no.
dance. It is. He couldn't answer the question. Mhm.
Like, could he just not say, yeah?
No, he couldn't say
Yes,
that.
she is.
He couldn't say that. And I there's, suspicion, or at least on the list, is that guy. I don't know where he is. Is he Governor Shapiro? Is it Governor Shapiro? I don't think it's going to be that guy because he is Jewish.
Really?
I personally don't think it'll be him, because I think that'll be problematic for the Democrat Party. It's just my opinion.
But would it be helpful for the opposite reason? Like, do they need to worry about all the crazy people being associated with the left?
Yes, but I don't think it'll be him because of that.
Who do you think it'll be?
I don't. What's that? The name escapes me now. Mark. What was his? Mark something.
Mark Kelly from Arizona.
Mark
you
Kelly.
do think it'll be him?
I think it'll either be Mark Kelly or Pete.
See, I don't think it's going to be Pete. I feel like it's going to be Mark Kelly, or maybe like, what's that? Moore, Governor Moore.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on the fence about Shapiro. I don't know where she's going to land on that.
I think it's going to be Mark Kelly.
It'll be very interesting to see. There was a interviewer who tried to talk to the protesters that were there during Netanyahu's speech to find out, hey, why are you here? And universally, this is what he was told.
Actually understand why they are protesting and see if they can give me any good answers. What are you guys out here protesting for?
No comment.
Why are you guys out here today?
Speak to the organizers.
Why can't I wanted to ask you though.
Official statements from the organizers only.
In the simplest terms, why are you guys protesting? Why are you guys protesting today?
I don't think it would be a good idea if we...
Why are you guys protesting?
Just to be a part of the cause.
And what's the cause?
Yeah, I'm not the right person to talk to either.
It's not our
Wow. Okay.
We're not the spokespeople of this event. This is the wrong people to talk to.
I'm not asking for the spokesperson. I'm just asking why you guys are protesting.
Unreal.
This is.
Why are you guys here today?
We're not interested in speaking with you.
We've said our.
Okay. So then why are you out there?
Just read the sign and give us our paycheck.
This is the thing. They are all paid. They're paid operatives. Hope you're enjoying your paycheck from Soros.
Yeah, and actually hoping you're enjoying that paycheck from Iran.
The director of national intelligence came out publicly and said that we do know that Iran has been funding and encouraging some of the protest activity here in the United States. Some of it.
Just some of it, though. It's fine. We're going to still give Iran a lot of money.
You should be really proud of yourselves, kids. Yeah. And that's true. We're giving them, it's all circular. All circular. Yeah, it's gross.
This was catching a lot of attention last night, and that is that I guess Kamala's president now, because she's the one that came out to give an address about her conversation with Netanyahu. And this is when, like, Kamala comes back out. She had a very well-written speech prepared for her. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it was actually really long, but you'll hear the very beginning and then the very end.
So I just had a frank and constructive meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu. I told him that I will always ensure that Israel is able to defend itself, including from Iran and Iran-backed militias such as Hamas and Hezbollah. And I will close with this then. It is important for the American people to remember the war in Gaza is not a binary issue. However, too often the conversation is binary, when the reality is anything but. So I ask my fellow Americans to help encourage efforts to acknowledge the complexity, the nuance, and the history of the region. Let us all condemn terrorism and violence. Let us all do what we can to prevent the suffering of innocent civilians. And let us condemn anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and hate of any kind. And let us work to unite our country. I thank you.
She's so nervous.
You think?
Did you hear the breathing pattern? She was so freaking nervous. Oh yeah, I think so. I don't know.
It was a good statement. As much as I hate to admit that.
Oh my God, it was so canned. Canned.
But she said the right things for that moment.
I guess, but she's reading. Take her off script and see how she does. She has no idea what she's reading. She is a literal puppet. She's a puppet. It's like, take one out, put one in. Obama's he's calling all the shots. I'm not buying any of this. It was a total coup. It's disgusting what they did. She is not the freaking president.
She sure is acting like it.
So gross, you guys. She's an idiot.
By the way, if there's any confusion about Zionism and what it means to be a Zionist, there's a new game show that helps people figure it out.
Madam Vice President, after your meeting, are you convinced that the Prime Minister would like us?
Welcome to Are You a Zionist? The game show.
What do you think the definition of Zionism is?
It's hate, isn't it?
Bad things. Oppression.
You think that there can be one Jewish state?
Yeah.
Well, that makes you a Zionist. You got a t-shirt.
They're throwing it in the garbage.
Did you just throw that in the trash?
Yeah, I'm recycling.
Think that makes you look good?
Yeah.
Do you think the Jews deserve one sovereign safety home?
Yeah, I think they deserve a home.
Well, that makes you a Zionist. You won a DVD copy of Borat. Sacha Baron Cohen lived on a kibbutz.
I dislike Zionists.
So you dislike 95% of Jews? 95% of Jews are Zionists.
I am from a Jewish background.
Would you consider yourself a Zionist?
I would not.
If there was another Holocaust that were to happen in the U.S., where would you go?
That's a good question.
That's why Israel exists.
Why do you keep saying you guys?
We're just
You guys are Zionists. Zionists are occupying and infringing.
That's not what Zionism is.
Our definition of Zionist is believing Jews have the right to have one state.
There's over 20 Christian countries.
Or 50 Muslim states.
The Mormons have Utah. The Scientologists have Tom Cruise's house. They just want one state of protection. Can you get on board with that concept?
Yeah, of course.
Well, that makes you a Zionist. And you guys have also won.
I actually won this.
Are you gay?
Yes, I am.
You know that the Middle East is the only state where it's legal to be gay is Israel?
I did not know that. You visit there anytime.
Oh my God.
You absolutely could.
You've won Matisyahu CD. A signed photo of Gal Gadot, salt from the Dead Sea. These are Israeli. Take some.
Thought the prize was like $20.
Well, clearly people don't seem to know what Zionism is. But luckily, once they learn, they don't seem to hate Jews nearly as much.
It was so bizarre too, because like every single guy in that video had women's clothes on. What is that?
Yeah, that one curly-haired weirdo I think was trying to be trans.
A woman. Yeah, and then the other one had women's clothes on, and then the woman was gay. Is everybody gay? I mean, just
on the left, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
not that there's anything wrong with that, but is everybody gay?
But they're not gay. They're like in that trans. They're in the.
It's everybody
community.
The T. They're the T and the LGBT. Is everybody T?
It's the queer people that are the red flag. Like LGB, no problem, right?
They're all
queer
confused.
And the T, that's an issue.
They're all confused about what kind of clothes they should wear. Because that's the thing. Like gay men don't do that.
No.
Gay women don't do that. They know what kind of clothes to wear, especially gay men. They know what kind of clothes to wear.
Aaron Powers knows what kind of clothes to wear. Aaron's in here all the time, and I know she knows.
I know Luke knows what kind of clothes to wear.
And I know Luke knows when he's wearing clothes.
He looks good. That's right.
CJ says Holly Weird is the mouthpiece of the woke mind virus. Indeed. And Mark K, thank you. Mark says, isn't it amazing that you never see the protests in front of the military industrial complex manufacturing facilities? Proof that these clowns like CODEPINK, Matthews, and others were told where to be.
Yep. True.
Really, really interesting moment from the address that Biden gave the other night, which I completely missed. I think because I tuned him out so quickly. I try to pay attention.
Yeah.
Even when it was 11 minutes long.
It was 11 minutes. Long. Yeah. 11.
But there was a moment where he talked about, revamping the Supreme Court that I didn't hear it or I didn't pay attention to it. And now that Glenn Beck has talked about how big of a deal that is, I'm like on high alert.
I'm going to call for Supreme Court reform because this is critical to our democracy. Supreme Court reform.
Reform the Supreme Court. This is anti-republic and anti-democratic.
Yeah.
This is exactly what FDR tried to do in the 1940s and failed. And hopefully he will fail again. The Supreme Court is actually shrinking the size of the federal government and returning the power closer to you, to the state level. Everything they have done in the last 2 years is to do that. Return the power to you, the voter. They don't like that. And quite honestly, it's because they do believe that they know better than the average American.
Yep. This is some scary, scary stuff that they have proposed.
Yeah. And then they'll flash that whole Project 2025 or whatever in front of people's and say that is our agenda when it's actually not. It's not. That's a total lie. Plus, it's just a wish list of crap from the Heritage Foundation or whatever, which some of it's not so bad, like abolish the Department of Education. I could get on board with that. But I mean, like that stuff is nothing in comparison to what they want to do, which is, I mean, just the stuff at the Supreme Court. I mean, it's all communist stuff, which is not what our country is. We are not a communist country. And then they preach to us about democracy. What's even happening? What's going on? It's nuts.
It is absolutely crazy. And thank goodness that there are still reasonable, common sense, patriotic folks that are running for office. I am actually jealous of my own son for being able to vote in this election for Mark Robinson.
And I think we ought to replace DEI with DEI. Y'all are confused, aren't you? Let me explain to you what I mean. There is DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And then there's my version of DEI. And here's what my version of DEI is. It's something that America desperately needs to bring back. 3 things that America desperately needs to bring back to its government, to its education, to its businesses, to its industry, to every corner. 3 words that need to be brought back in this country. And those words are these: discipline, excellence, and intelligence. That is what needs to come back to America.
Gotta love him.
Right?
And it needs to come back in a hurry because America is in trouble.
Yep.
America is in trouble.
Yeah, we are. He's awesome.
Right. I just love him. Love that man. Love him so much. There was an interesting clip, a flashback clip of Gerald Ford as president making the rounds across social media yesterday because a little girl asked him how she could become president, how little girls could become president. And his answer was so freaking crazy,
it was
considering the world we're in right now.
What advice would you give a young lady wanting to become president of the United States?
Well, I hope we do have a young lady at some point become president of the United States. I can tell you how I think it will happen.
This is so weird.
Because it won't happen in the normal course of events. Either the Republican or Democrat political party will nominate a man for president and a woman for vice president. And the woman and man will win. So you'll end up with a president, a male, and a vice president, a female. And in that term of office of the president will die. And the woman will become president under the law or Constitution. And once that barrier is broken, from then on, men better be careful, because they'll have a hard time ever even getting a nomination in the future. But that's the way it's going to happen.
Yikes. I know. When I saw that yesterday, I was like, yikes. What is he, like working with the Simpsons? Like predicting everything? The hell is going on?
That was crazy. Crazy.
Really, really weird.
It is time for your double D's.
Okay. So you guys, I love vintage stuff, which is why I like myself. And There's a place in Augusta, Georgia. Any Georgia people out here? Like anybody in the comments? There's a place in Augusta, Georgia called Rubens. And they were built in 1898. They're sort of like a time capsule for the 80s. Now, there's a little place like this in Belton, Texas, which is close to where I live. But the merchandise is updated. You walk through the store, and it's like an old-timey department store. And I love it because it smells old. It's like a
Woolworths?
Yes, it's like going back in time. The way it looks is very old-timey, and I love this place so much. But all the merchandise is new stuff. And I love going in there because it's like a throwback, but the merchandise is new. This place in Augusta, Georgia, they have stuff from the 80s, from the 1980s. And if I'm ever in that neck of the woods, I got to check it out because it's just like stuck in that time. And I will buy like parachute pants from this place because it's freaking awesome. You guys got to check this out.
Okay, I muted it just because it's just a song.
There's music.
No
I think it's like 80s
it.
music or something. I don't know.
It's actually Dream a Little Dream is
it Dream a Little Dream? But look at the merchandise on the walls. Like it's just old timey.
Oh my gosh, those shirts.
Did you see the shoe clips? Yes. Remember? We would have shoe clips. They have fossil watches. It's just look at that. Can you even?
Oh my gosh.
The hats, everything. But I don't know if anybody lives in Augusta. Okay, so Nancy says her daughter lives in Augusta. Look at the vest. Remember the puffy vest? I would buy that coat.
I still wear a puffy vest from time to time.
I do too. There's nothing wrong with a puffy vest. I would get that coat with the leopard collar. I would wear that right now. Anyways, this place is fantastic. I've got to check it out. So if you live anywhere near Augusta, it's a place called Rubens, and I love it. It's fantastic.
Love that.
The good old days, the 80s, you guys.
All right, it is time to do some My Pillow talks. I've got some good ones for you today. There's a game, apparently. This is a trending game where if you call on your spouse to freeze, they have to freeze, and then you have a game of who can answer the most questions correctly, and whoever loses that game has to complete a chore. Okay, so you're going to see this in action, and it is hilarious.
I'm good. Freeze! First one to get it wrong, I'll move. Gotta fold all these clothes.
Bruh. What's my favorite flower?
Tulips. What's my favorite color?
Black. What's my favorite tampon?
Tampax, variety pack, heavy, medium, and light day. How many points is a touchdown?
7.
It's 6. It's 6. And you gotta kick the extra point. Get to work.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. That is hysterical. That is funny.
I love that. Love that game so much. The next clip is literally you and me if we were sisters and little girls. You guys are going to know immediately which one is which. Immediately, you guys are going to know. But this. I thought of us like instantaneously when I saw this.
Girls, I need you to get your shoes on. Because I got to go fight someone and they have 2 daughters and I need you to fight the daughters. Are you ready to fight? Yeah. You don't want to fight? How big are you? They're your size. Can you fight them? Yes. Oh, yeah. All right, let's go. Come on.
And you know what? It's also a birth order because I'm the youngest. That kid was the youngest, and you're the oldest. Maka's the oldest daughter. I'm the youngest. I'm ready to throw down at a moment's notice.
And I'm like, I have some questions. I just have a few questions.
I have a list here. I have a scroll of questions I'm going to need to go through before I have you sign a contract before we actually go fight. And I am out the door already kicking some ass. I'm already there. I love that video. Totally.
I don't know why there was Christmas music in the background, but I was laughing so hard as soon as I saw them. I was like, this could not be a better representation of us ever.
I'm there. I'm your Huckleberry. Let's go.
And I'm just like, can I have a helmet first? Like,
I need to do my hair before we go out. I've got
can I just put it up so nobody pulls it?
Right. I've got and then a little lip gloss. I've got
Oh, that cracked me up. All right. Two more. This is just the most precious thing. I don't know if it's real. If it's not real, don't tell me it's not real. Okay. Can we just believe that it's real? Can we just have this?
Let her have it, you guys.
So this is an Amazon delivery guy finding out that he has an assignment when he drops off this package.
Rip. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Right? He must trust this guy, right? They're like,
the package has a shark costume. You gotta be kidding me. Are you kidding? He's like, GTF, are you joking? Oh my God, there's no way. There's no way this guy's gonna do it. Oh my God, he's doing it. I cannot. I cannot. Somebody said it's a pit bull. Oh my gosh.
I mean, can you even stand it?
This guy,
it's the greatest thing ever. I love that so much.
God.
Oh my God.
If that guy walked into my house in a shark costume, there would be, first of all, I think at least one of my dogs would crap the floor. There'd be crap on the floor. And then the other ones would attack him. This is adorable.
Okay, well, we know who like the jerk of the group is today. Scott Jones, who said fake.
I don't care if it's fake.
Screw that.
I don't even care.
I'm going to believe it's real.
I want to believe it's real too. This is adorable. I don't care if
everybody
it's staged.
Is saying that it's staged. You guys suck so hard.
You guys are killjoys.
We just said,
God.
Don't say if it's fake. Just let us have this.
Yeah, you're the people
let us have it.
You're the people that quit believing in Santa when you were like 4.
Right. And then told all your friends that there's no Santa.
You were the ones that told all of us that there wasn't one.
Suck.
Just shut up. Yeah.
Steve says you need to get a shark.
Daisy,
thank you, Steve,
put one in your pool.
For all the losers out here that are trying to bring us down.
Put it in my pool. I'm totally putting a shark in my pool. I'm doing it.
Okay, I have one more because this is how we need to lead into the weekend with this.
All right. And then I got gifts. I have a couple gifts. Okay.
And we need to say thank you to Kim Abrams with the Abrams Consulting Firm, which is an architectural design agency that does really good 3D renderings, FYI. She says, pray for those in Paris. My sister said there were arson attacks overnight on the metro. So nervous after the Hamas threats. My niece are there. Oh my gosh. Well, yes, this is the right group that you have come to for prayer because they're the experts at it.
We're the best.
All right. So this last one is how I want my weekend to look. And I think we all deserve this weekend. Oh, wait, I forgot about this one. You have to see this first. I totally forgot about the weird cat.
I love weird cats.
You guys, I don't know what's happening with this cat. Look.
Stop it.
What are you doing?
This isn't you.
Why is he doing that? But why? What does that mean? I don't know cat, so I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Is he like vitamin deficient? What's going on?
I don't know. That completely creeped me out.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
But here, this is what I meant, is the way that we need to start our weekends. This is the kind of weekend we all need to have. This dog is getting a spa treatment, and I want it.
He's like, hello, I'm here for my treatment. Hello.
Då ska vi se. Var det Elvis?
Oh my God. Are you joking? Oh my. I wanted it.
Oh my God.
Are you joking? My dog would never sit still like that. I love the leaf conveniently placed. And are you you joking? I can't. Somebody said people have too much money and no kids. You're right, Michelle. You're right. This is somebody without children.
Wait till the ASMR though.
Are you joking with this?
I mean, he's out.
I
God,
would be
love
too.
that.
Right? I'm not even treated that well. Good Lord. Okay,
So
you guys, we
great.
should probably bring it. I have 3 gifts I need to
Okay, let's
share.
bring it in first.
We're going to bring it in. We're bringing it in. You
Uh,
guys, happy Friday to those of you who don't want to stick around. I have 3 gifts. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay, so I got my sweet meteor of death. It's ended already. So that was from Robin. Thank you, Robin. I finally got it. I don't go to my P.O. box as often as Mock goes to her. So I'm sorry that I'm late with this. And then Gloria and is it Franchon Smithson? Sent me a Starbucks gift card, which was very generous. Thank you so much. And a lovely card. And then these really, really neat. They're little like books on donkeys. It's like the little book.
Oh my gosh.
The little book of donkeys, and then the senior donkeys of little long ears. Like, see, little donkeys.
Aww.
And it makes me want to get a donkey. And somebody's going to
You
say,
need one.
Daisy, you need to get donkeys,
You
which
do.
I
You
kind of
need
do.
one.
I still need to get donkeys. So thank you for that. Very, very sweet. And then the last thing is from Patty Eckrich. She sent you that picture, which was lovely. And I also got one too. And the artist is Sharon Nolan, I think is the artist.
Is this the sea glass? Oh yeah,
It's a sea glass. And mine is a daisy, you guys.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Isn't
cool.
it beautiful? I love it so much. And it'll like sit on my desk. Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
I absolutely love it, Patty. So thank you. Just so thoughtful. You guys are awesome. And we appreciate you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you.
Oh,
so
Steph
much.
says, can we get flaps?
I can try. Hold on one
Okay,
second.
yeah, let's for
Give me a
sure because
second.
we deserve flapularity after the week that we have had. I think our show has been 2 hours this entire week, you guys. Is that right? I think it has been. And I kind of hope that next week is a little calmer. Uh-oh.
This could be bad.
Oh my God.
God.
All of them are there.
Okay.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Don't. Mwah. Oh God, I'm gonna get mauled. Can you flap? Can you? Okay. They're all just. Hold on. I gotta put my. I can't hear you. Hold on. I'm kidding. Well, instead of flaps, you're going to see World War III behind me.
Oh my gosh, they're out of control.
It's completely out of control.
And Astrid is like, she's like, would you get him off of me?
I know. Oh, she just.
Whoa,
flapped.
okay, there
She
was
just
one.
flapped.
I saw it.
Yeah. Stop. Yeah. Okay. Stop beating up your sister. And then there's Theo. He's like, I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, I see you. I love you.
Oh.
Okay, you guys, we gotta go. You guys, we'll see you on Monday. Bye.